Hello, I'm Bert. This is going to be just one poem I wrote. My dog is really wandering. You might say hello to me. She's very friendly.
Bert and Ray. Woo!
I haven't done this in a very long time. I'm going to do it from memory, so please bear with me. These illusions remain from my sense of self as advocates of perceived safety, from past behaviors ingrained that save face or dissuade me from reaching out to be held when everything felt well, an identity worth projecting at the cost of everything I have left on my shelf, and the effect left was grossly negative on my mental health, but like the people who cry out for help or hoarse throats, the punishment felt inside of a familiar hell in which I found myself compelled by the incongruity of wishing for a well, to make wishes instead of what reality had dealt. And if it's all the same, I'd like to say that I fought to separate from the operating schisms. I sought to save myself from the eventual collisions of my inaction against indecision, when I couldn't stop my thoughts from being washed in waves of exhaustion that comes from living as if existing this way was just a phase. And now they're everything's twisting into lost expeditions, drifting in search of fulfillment, not brought by possessions, human aggression, nor the veneration of saints, but the intrinsically resistant to the questions of usefulness for self-preservation of what I am or who I ain't. And given the coexistences that lack affection, I'd rather live my life guided by the unsolicited suggestions from a conscience indicted from what went and what came and what is to come, for whom to blame. And I cannot relate to explain away the persistence of frustration of all parties involved, avoiding guilt all the same, or the conflicting definitions of what exactly self-determination is when thought about in a collective state, or how that differs when it's the linchpin for each our individual fates. And I'm running in place, distressed by the lack of progress I have faced, and unlike Tetris, I've never felt like I've ever fit into a defined or permanent state. And so I should not exist. Like this. It's an idea that aggressively persists apart from my whole as fragments cast adrift, bits of flotsam clinging in my brainstorm, and by instinct I see a ship in the distance, a glimpse through the storms of pigment. And too soon, I thought salvation was but imminent. And I was prepared to leave this as my last will and testament, the demarcation of my decline, scrawled and inconsistent on the back of a crumpled note, corked into a bottle, just as I was rescued by a sinking boat. Thank you.